That is the fitness tip of the day. Every single day at 8:30 Eastern Time, see Marty Fit. Christopher Martin drops the fit tip, something to give you guys something to think about.
Yes, sir.
Move your day forward and so forth. We got our guest, Shelly Spence, here today in the lab. We are talking how to win on LinkedIn, how to build a LinkedIn presence as a full-time employee for future leverage, playing the long game. And when I dropped a bit last week where I had some regret, I was building my previous company, thought shit was all great, flying the old airplane, woo, 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 bougie, bougie, bougie. Said, oh, fuck social media, left the platforms, became a ghost, left LinkedIn, left everything. And then I woke up one day 10 years later going, hey, I'm here. People be like, hey, who the fuck are you? So we're going to talk a little bit today about how you may want to build your LinkedIn presence and your social media presence. Even if you got a big job, you got a great job, a great career, you still want to keep that presence because the rest of the world feels that is very important.
Hey, Keith, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
When you hit me up about the show, I thought you were a scam. I'm not going to lie. You had no social media presence. I'm like, who is this guy? That's why I had to research you and do my background check. But sorry, I didn't want to. I just want to throw that out there.
Well, that's good, though.
I can add to that. I'll add to it.
Go ahead, Christina.
I came across the job posting for a producer. I'm like, oh, this is a cool job. I want to work for a creator. Cool. I love this. Look at his profile. And I was like, nope. He reached out to me. Nope. He reached out to me. And then I was like, okay.
Yeah. Okay. I got one friend here. John Anderson called me and said, hey, Keith, yes, will you be my friend? I'm like, yes, I'll be your friend. So
see, you know what I saw? I was like, you know what? This nutty little dude is full of energy. And we had a little bit of a conversation. He said he was an entrepreneur. And I thought, you know what? If you got the entrepreneurial spirit and you're a little nutty, I think I want to hear what this guy's got to say.
I thought maybe you thought I was a bodybuilder, John. So I thought you read that on alone. You're like, oh, this guy's.
I don't think John thought that.
John's like, this guy's bigger than me.
I do need to clear the air here. So, yes, Keith refers to himself as a bodybuilder, but anybody can be a bodybuilder, non-competitive, because bodybuilding just means you're building your physique. So for all of you out there that want to wear the tag of the bodybuilder, all you got to do is continue to try to grow your physique or change your physique, and you are a bodybuilder.
That's right. Or if you sit too long, you can build your big ass and turn it into a dead butt syndrome ass. But anyways, listen, let's go why we're here with Shelly Spencer today. We only have so much time with Shelly. Shelly, 57% of LinkedIn users report that a strong personal brand has helped them find a new job opportunity. And let's lay some groundwork with some context, team. Many full-time employees don't see the immediate need, I was one of them, for building a LinkedIn presence. But the platform offers huge potential for future career pivots, side projects, or consulting work. So Shelly, you're building your brand while working full-time. You got an employer that does what you're doing. And how do you see this benefiting your career in the future? So, and are you planning for something bigger down the road? And then I'm going to come to all of you, John, Marty, Christina, around this idea of building personal brands on all the different platforms. But Christina, let's start with you. Are you planning for something bigger down the road? Is that why you're really leaning into LinkedIn and so forth?
Shelly, he met you.
Oh, I was going to say, said Christina. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't be sorry. Okay. So yeah. So before when I, worked in mortgage, I never had time for anything else. It's balls to the wall every day, 10, 12 hours. And now I have this time. And so I'm not sure what that future is, but I know it's big. And so the cool thing is I build my network, making those connections, meeting people like you, and I'm learning the ropes of social media, and I'm connecting with all kinds of different people, not from just my former industry, but other industries. And I'm learning. So I'm learning how to play the algorithm a little bit. I'm learning how to connect. I'm learning how to write. That's the most fun part. And so I throw a couple hours at it every day, and I'm just building and building. In 5 months, and I've gone from roughly 500 followers to 3,200. That's not too shabby. And so I see the horsepower there. I know it's the connection, it's the experience, it's the practice, but I do see that whatever I want to do once I'm ready to retire, whatever I want to do, I'm going to have that network in place. I'm going to have those skills refined, and it'll only get better.
Fuck yeah. I don't think enough people are talking about this. No, listen, not enough people are talking about this, and I'd be interested to know if you've ever used any other social platforms before finding LinkedIn, but particularly people like yourself that have had a career of experience and expertise that are in a position where they have a little bit more time. Maybe their kids have left home. Maybe they've got this new job and all of a sudden they're used to going balls to the walls and now they've got a little bit more time. What you're doing right now with this investment, which is what it is investing in an asset. The asset is the personal brand, and the personal brand on a platform allows you to leverage it into the future. What I love about what you're doing, Shelly, is you're not just saying, I'm here, I'm going to go crazy, I'm going to do whatever the gurus are saying, I'm going to build 10,000 followers and y'all will pay me for a digital product. You're saying, this is my retirement plan. And we all know you're going to have a great retirement plan already because of the time you served and the government work that you're doing. But you're saying, I want to have freedom. I want to have power. I want to be able to leverage me and my skills and my expertise. So tell me a little bit about that. Is that kind of what you're thinking? Am I getting that right?
Absolutely. So the cool thing is with personal branding, we can curate how the world sees us. Now, I want to be authentic. I'm not disingenuous, but I can be my best self, right? And another cool thing is I can express, and this is something that's very important to me, my professional core values. So any of you could go through my feed and read a few of my posts and exactly who Shelly is, right? What's important to her. We owe our employer an honest day's work, right? That kind of thing. Also, though, as an employer, we owe our team members, we need to pay them a decent wage that's commensurate with their experience and the market and all that good stuff. And so people can see who I am. And so if I ever have to look for a job again, although I hope I don't, they can go to my LinkedIn and look at my feed and decide, is this the kind of person I want? I don't even have to, they're not going to reach out to me if they decide I'm not their cup of tea. And the cool thing is I do not care. I just go on there, I be me, and I present my best self, and I'm attracting people that are like-minded, and it's awesome. And the world is my oyster, right? I don't have to decide exactly what I want to do. When I first started, I was thinking about becoming a mortgage operations consultant, right? I've been doing that stuff for a while. I have plenty of knowledge. I can write posts that were as boring as mortgages. If I wanted, I could write posts that are funny and get a little attention. But with my role with the government, I can't do that. The cool thing is that's made me develop other knowledge or other interests, different knowledge, and I'm flexing on those and writing about those. So it's been great. So I don't have to pick one thing. I'm just growing the network, seeing what's interesting, and I can figure it out as I go.
Yeah. Hey, Johnny, you have been around before the internet. You were out there building your brand over on the wrestling circuit, the bodybuilding circuit, the strongman circuit.
Yeah.
When did the light go on for you that the power of the personal brand was really all about what you were doing? And when you saw these tools like Instagram came to the market, YouTube came to the market, LinkedIn, and so forth, when did it go on for you, a marketer, to say, hey, I need to be over there. I'm going to go build these platforms to build my brand? John Anderson.
Back when I first hit the visibility, if you will, once I started competing and started becoming recognized, there was no social media yet.
No.
None. Literally, I'm trying to think, YouTube was just basically, it was hatched just before I made the switch to wrestling. It was at Facebook. It was MySpace.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was like a really weird thing, all this stuff coming about. And, in those days prior to this stuff, like when I would get a sponsor, it's because an owner of a company would come find me in an expo or a competition, come meet me, shake my hand, and he was buying me. And it was a very different world. All of a sudden, let's fast forward 10 years. Just like anything, you've got to move with the times.
Yes.
And of course, I was resistant, man. I was like, shit, the internet is already taking away my fax machine. Now I got all these platforms and shit. Oh my God, it was just coming too fast. But I realized, okay, I got to pursue the things that make me uncomfortable. So I dove into social media. Again, 10 years forward from the handshake, hey, would you like to be sponsored by my company? 10 years forward, now companies are basically sponsoring a page or a following. They don't really care so much about what you are in person because people see such little bit of that. They care what you have on your social media. So it was such a big change. And then when it comes down to it, if you have the character in person which I did because I made my career prior to social media. All I did was carry that right into social media. And by this point, I was very comfortable with being myself, respectfully, unapologetically being me, which basically is my brand. I am John Anderson 100% of the time. No matter whether nobody's looking at me or 100 people look at me, I'm doing the same shit.
Yeah, we're talking winning on LinkedIn, winning on social media, strategies for personal branding and business success. Marty, got a question coming up for you, and then Johnny, we're gonna flip to the lifestyle segment. Marty, so you are our younger chap on the panel here, the one who I wish I still was in my 30s. Yeah, exactly.
I'm down with Chap. I can work with Chap.
Yeah, I like the Chap. Yeah, so Chap's a compliment, Marty. So Marty, did you just accept and adopt all these social media tools because that's just what you did as a young man growing up, Marty? Or was there strategy behind embracing Instagram, embracing See Marty Fit, embracing the tools that are in front of you? Or like I said, was it accidental or was there much purpose behind that, Marty?
Yeah, it was just what I grew up on. I started on MySpace, and then it was Facebook, then Instagram, Twitter. It was what I grew up on. But honestly, I didn't really start taking it serious until I got into my business, until I got into personal training. I made my transition from sports to the real world because that's how I got clients. That's how I promoted myself. That's how I marketed myself. So that's how my transition went.
Yeah, excellent. All right. So listen, we're going to do the lifestyle tip of the day here, and then we're going to come back and we're going to lean into overcoming the fear of being public on social media, why we fear going public, as we're talking with Shelly Spence here today and building personal brands. But right now, we like to give this fellow on the panel some time to talk about habit stacking and getting you guys sorted out to achieve those big ass goals. And we call it the John Anderson lifestyle tip.
Rock and roll, Johnny.